Hey guys, it's Brian Hill with The Complete Combatant. This is Manus Dry Fire Monday, and you're at Active Self Protection Extra. We're going to do a shooting drill today, a combination drill.
With guided drills and real-time feedback, the Mantis Laser Academy allows you to have a training facility at home and at your convenience. Get quality reps with your own equipment and experience a higher level of dry fire training with positive results that you can see and feel. Laser Academy's variety of drill options also keeps things fresh for shooters, making practice feel more like a game and less like a chore. I use it all the time and recommend it highly.
I just came back from primary and secondary training summit where I got to shoot all weekend. I got to do 3 rifle classes, 3 pistol classes. And it occurred to me and was pointed out to me that I need to do more combination drills. All right, I'm doing a lot of isolation drills, which makes things very strong, but I need to put some things together and chain them together. Competitors are better at this than tactical shooters sometimes because we do tend to isolate. And I don't want this video to get confused with tactics or self-defense. This is purely shooting skill, and it needs to be treated like that. You would never do this. There is no tactical value to this, but there is a tremendous processing value and learning how to train. So this is going to be a 2-part video. First one, I'm going to show you how to dry practice it. Then I hope you will practice it during the week. And then next week, we'll follow up and get some baseline scores. So this drill is called 4 Aces. It comes from Ben Steger's excellent book. And it is simply draw and fire 2, reload, fire 2. Now, I don't think he made up that drill, but this is the one he did. He had some great time signatures on it. So we're going to use his methodology with this. All right. So I have a draw. I fire 2 shots. I reload and I fire 2 shots. For me, these are my numbers, not yours, and this is an indicator of my skill. Work on yours. You've got to start somewhere. What you'll need to do is make sure you can do all the movements, that you understand how to do all these things, and then you need to get a timer out and get a baseline score for it. So I tend to be somewhere around 3.1 to 3.4. So I shot this earlier. That's where my baselines come out. My best was a 3.1. 3.4 seems to be pretty normal. So I'm going to really push to get under 3 seconds. Ben Steger says from 7 yards with all alphas on a USPSA, 2.6 is a pretty good time from an open rig. We'll be doing everything from concealment because it does make it more fragile. It makes it less probable because there's more things to get in the way. It does slow down things just a little bit, so we'll be giving some time. 3 seconds is my goal. I'm a little over that, not by much. All right, 0.1 to 0.4 is not a huge thing, but where can I make these things up? Well, if I make a good 0.9, a 0.2 split, that means the time between the first shot and the second shot, and then a 1.7 reload and a 0.2, that gives me 3 seconds. All right, so the big time numbers is the 1.7 reload and the draw. For me, the splits, I may be able to push it to a 0.18, but I don't have the world's fastest trigger finger, unfortunately, so I tend to be very consistent with that and not get a lot under it. I certainly could get under it if I get a little faster split, but this seems to be my visual processing speed at about 7 yards. All right. Remember, it's a combination drill. We practice it dry. We develop all the techniques. We'll do isolations of draws and reloads, and then we'll put it all together. We'll put it on a par timer. Your dry fire will probably be a little faster than your live fire because most of us are not truly calling our shots, and that means seeing the sight on the target when you press the trigger, that it doesn't move. You're really going to have to pay attention to your visual processing, and if you can't replay it right afterwards, you probably didn't see it. We're going to confirm it live. That'll be next week. We'll confirm and see if we made any progress over this, if I can get a little bit better. And then here's the open competition rig. So if you're carrying a slick rig with no retention on it, with your magazines exposed, we'd expect about a 2.6. All right, since we're going to do it on concealment, we're going to spot you a 0.2 to 0.3 on each side, so a 3 second. Okay, and then we'll practice these things. Here's how I'm going to go about practicing, because I think that's what this video is really about. It's getting a better practice schedule for you guys. All right, so I would practice getting a good draw. All right, and part of getting a good draw is seeing the red dot every time, being able to move the hands from the position and then seeing the dot. All right, so I'm pretty consistently, I own 0.9. Sometimes I can push to 0.8. Okay, now the follow-up shot, if I have a great grip on the gun, will simply be predictive. That means the dot will lift, and as I'm tracking it back down, I will predict when it's in the middle and press the trigger. Now, the big money maker for me in time is going to be the reload. So let's check this firearm. All right, empty mag, empty gun. All right, there is no mag well on this, so I'm putting a very small square into another square. So let's talk about the best way to do that. I need to do that where I'm already at. So I'm going to go and get the magazine. As soon as I get that, I hit the button, I turn it, and then I put the magazine in. As little motion as I can get, excuse me while I bend down, the better. I want smoothness in the hands, not slow, but they shouldn't be herky and jerky. The harder I try with this, the worse it gets. And I need to get a really good grip on the magazine. So I need to make sure that it's in my palm and my index finger is along the side. So let's look at it again. From here, I decide to go reload. Hand goes quick to the cover, puts it back in and puts it back. Now, I had a little fumbly in there. It was a little shaky. That means there's too much tension. We're always trying to balance tension and relaxation. In training, we call that tone, just the proper amount of tension and relaxation. You can never be everything tense and everything relaxed. You're going to have a balance. Primary movers of the muscles must tense up, and the antagonist or the agonist must relax as we move. So what I want to do is make sure that I'm relaxing and moving well. So I didn't put my visual processing on what I was doing. I was talking, thinking about the red dot, and I didn't see the mag. So I'm going to take just a second here to focus in, visualize what I want. And the magazine went in much better. Okay? We'll practice those in isolation, and we'll put the whole thing together, and then we'll have a pretty good drill, and that is 4 aces. Remember, it's just a shooting drill, but it's good because it's all of us can compete with this a little bit. Now, I met a lot of you out there, and there are some really fine shooters. There was a lot of good shooters at primary and secondary, and I know a lot of you can beat the 3-second par time. I know you can do it, and I want you to work on it. So I'm going to practice that reload and see if I can shave maybe a 1/4 second off of it. I think that's very possible. That puts me right under it. I'm doing it from my everyday carry. These are the things that I carry on a daily basis. I did use the bigger mag so you guys can see better. I'm using a JM Custom Kydex High Ride inside, and I'm using my Enigma with a Filster floodlight on it. So that's my practice gear. There's nothing special set up with it. I'm just going to do the best I can. Use a par time to keep dropping how quickly you can do these things. I would par time your draw and use your Manus for that. And I'd do your reloads, use your Manus also for that. Then I'd put the whole drill together and see how it goes. You need to be brutally honest about calling those shots. If you don't see it there when you press the trigger twice, you missed. That's how easy it is. There's nothing more to calling the shots. If you can't replay it, you didn't see it. All right, here's a good challenge. 4 aces this week. Small drill, one of the smallest combinations we could come up with, but it's going to help us in processing power. No tactical value. We're not going to draw and fire 2, reload 2, but it's going to help us be able to do multiple tasks and put them together in a combination, which will allow us to automate the things that need to be automated, like the draw and the reload, and then visually confirm the sights as we press the trigger with the appropriate speed. Hope that helps you guys out. Work on it with your Manus. You can do the draw on the Manus. You can do the reload. The rest of it, put it on a par timer. Let me know how you're doing. I want to hear your scores. Okay, I don't care where you start. If it's a 10-second drill when you start and you get to 8 seconds by the end of the week, that's a huge improvement. And now you know your methodology is working and it's checking. The other thing I'd recommend is video yourself so you can see all the extra frenetic motion that you have involved, and you can start getting rid of things. Practice is more about getting rid of things that don't serve you than it is adding speed or timing or whatever. You're getting rid of the thing that doesn't serve you well. All right, I'm Brian Hill with the Complete Combatant Active Self-Protection Extra. Get on your Manus. 4 aces this week. Let's work on it. There's a lot of great videos you can watch out there from top shooters doing this. And as always, measure, refine, and perform.